Okay, since that didn't record the first time, I'm gonna do a bunch of random shit today. And I have some boxes, they're like wooden. I have some cover plates, some coasters that I painted white that I'm now gonna paint green. I did say smock up bitches, which I thought was really fun, but I'm already smocked up, so I wasn't doing it again. We're gonna start off with Woman of the Year by Calvin Harris. I love this song, and this is a great album, and this is a great song to get started when you're shaking and getting ready to paint. So, as part of my mental health journey, my new thing is that I have to do something creative every day. So, today I was just crafting. Oh, yeah, I also don't really know what I'm doing yet either, so I found that not knowing what I'm doing hasn't actually been a bad thing because as I work on this stuff, I kind of spitball ideas through the day. It's the same green, but it's got blue in it, so it's a darker green. Like in this case, seeing how the green turned out gave me a different idea of what to do. Oh yeah, forest green. These were originally going to be a flower theme, but once I saw how the green turned out, they totally took a different direction. Oh, now I have to mix more of it? Shit. Mixing enough paint has definitely been the biggest struggle of my crafting journey so far. So I don't know if all these greens are going to match, but we'll see. I do have to say that most of the greens did turn out pretty close together, and when you just layer it on, it all kind of looked the same anyway, and for what I was doing, it worked out in the end. And at this point, I was developing a little bit more direction for what I wanted to do, so I was getting more excited, getting into the music a little bit more. You'd recognize this song as part of another song, but generally not the song that it's from. I'm going to try to mix this into a different kind of green now, other than the forest green that I just did. I want to try to get this closer to this. Well, that's not too far off already. I think crafting is the best hobby for adult ADHDers because there's so many things you can do, and you can basically microdose crafts at your own leisure. I think that might actually be close. Maybe I should have gone a few shades lighter since it's going to be on a dark background, but we'll see how it turns out. ADHDers get a bad rap for picking up hobbies and never sticking with them after like the crazy initial excitement. But things changed for me the day I asked myself why I have to stick to just one hobby. Oh, yeah. This is a really good, underrated Canadian song. And once I asked myself that, now I find I have a lot of hobbies that I rotate through on a regular basis. This is cool. This is an old PVC thing that I tried to get as like a hair dryer, but it's making a really good stand. And it's good because I can hold this box and do the bottom, and I have this to hold on to. So cool little discovery. Highly recommend trying it out. It's gonna need a weight though. I was one of those people that ordered a bunch of stuff at the beginning of the pandemic, and I held on to it, and I found as I was getting more into my creative flow, I started using a lot of it. So I was really glad that I didn't just get rid of any of it because now I use it regularly. Yeah. Going back for a second coat on these. So what I've done now that I've challenged myself to do something creative every day, I have various stations set up around my place so that I can have multiple things on the go at once. Some of that is just that I don't have kids and I do have the time and the space to be able to do that and leave it out. This one's new, but what a bop. I usually have various things on the go at various stages of completion. Mixing more paint. And I've found that doing it that way has helped me keep the flow and the momentum going with the creativity, and it has been such a game changer for me. I've mentioned my love of Megan the Stallion before, but I also do love Muhammad Ali. I do love people that own their differences and believe in themselves. So I love to think of people like these while I'm doing these creative things because they just remind me to keep going. Again, sometimes it's just hard to remember to keep going. And I find that doing creative things helps me find my balance. As does listening to music, where I can just jam or catch a groove or be introspective while I'm doing these creative things. I just love it. It's how mad scientist mode gets activated. I'm going to try to mix a nice pink and maybe try to get it neon, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And this is why I love putting the shuffle on while I craft because my music library is such a random mix of whatever that there's just a whole lot to draw inspiration from. I was going to say happy Friday night. It's not Friday night, but I'm on vacation, so technically, yes, it is my Friday. So I'm going to celebrate as such. Although it does become quite apparent that the more I jam while crafting, the more mistakes I make. I'm going to do the backs of these now. But I've really come to appreciate that saying it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And I really do apply that to my craft process. And I've really started to apply it to other things in my life as well. And it's another thing that's made such a huge difference in how I feel and the way I perceive things. Also, I had to have an air guitar moment because that makes me so happy. Sometimes, like Sing Screaming It Out in the Mirror, when you have a good rock song or something that has a really strong instrumental to it, it's really important to just appreciate it. And for me, that's with air banding, I guess. Is air banding a term? I don't know. My dad used to play air drums and I used to play air guitar, and it's just something that I've stuck with. And now, when there's good music, that's how I like to show my appreciation sometimes. As I like to show my appreciation with the Kanye West Graduation album because it is one of the top 10 favorite albums of mine of all time. That's another thing that I've found about my foray into crafts is it just seems to bring out a lot of nostalgia in me in general. But it's also brought out my love for neon paints a lot more and my distaste for pastels, but I'm trying to get over it. But it's difficult because I really love bright colors more than anything. I'm trying to get this on my Cloudy with a Chance of Bleed Drop playlist because it has one of my favorite beat drops. But this is the 2022 Tomorrowland mix of this song, Punjabi by Wade, mixed by Major Lazer. It's a wicked version, but Spotify doesn't have it, so find it on Apple Music. This isn't even the good beat drop yet. As you can see, this is me appreciating a beat drop in real life, except I definitely botch it because I was so focused on making sure that I really understand my feelings about this color of pink. So, just a funny little moment of me and my beat drops and my crafting meshing together. So this is how the cover plates turned out, and then the coasters I ended up turning into Ninja Turtles because I was feeling nostalgic, which I think turned out pretty good. Until next time, keep the peace and keep rocking on.